from World War II, which are funny, humorous. The first one takes place, we were at war in 1941, December. But of course, we weren't ready to do any fighting yet. So at that time, there was no Air Force. It was Air Corps. So if you remember the song, "Here We Go Up to the Sky," the Air Corps. So the Air Corps was actually under the Signal Company, and I was an officer in the Signal Corps. So I knew about this. So in February, or no, maybe it was in March, we sent one squadron of B-24 bombers to London to help the British bomb cities in France that were occupied by the Germans. And the airfield was near a big estate by a young duchess. She was a very lovely woman, and she gave the officers of the 8th Air Force Corps permission to use her facilities. She had a swimming pool, tennis courts, and even a 9-hole golf course. So in return, they decided they would invite her to a luncheon. Okay? So when she got to the barracks where the luncheon was to be held, it was empty. But she walked in anyway, and she saw a big table, maybe twice as long as this one, with all kinds of food on it. And to her amazement, she saw in the middle a big bowl of sugar cubes. Now, in England, since 1939, there was no sugar. It was impossible for them to get sugar. She looked at it in awe, like it was some kind of special gold. Exactly.
I read that.
She couldn't control herself, so she reached in and she took a handful of cubes. She had no place to put it, so she put it in her bra. Okay?
That's funny.
Yeah, okay. Luncheon lasted
The sugar
longer
cube
than she
Duchess.
expected. But by the time she got back to her home, the maid said the vicarage was here. He's very upset. You promised to serve him tea. He's in the library, and he's very upset. So she, without being able to change or anything, she rushed into the library, and the vicar was sitting there. So she picked up the teapot, poured him a cup of tea, then she leaned over, and she said to him, "Dick Vicar, would you like some sugar?" He said, "Sugar? Oh my God, yes." She reached into her bra, took out 2 lumps, and dropped them in his cup of tea. And then she leaned over and she said, "And would you like some milk?" Now, there's another one.
Comedian.
One of the first,
I love it.
one of the first assaults I made was on an island in the Gilbert and Ellice Islands, which was originally owned by the British, but the Japanese had taken it over. And we had, up until then, we had never won anything. The Japanese were beating us in every way. So we decided, this was Admiral Nimitz's idea, we decided to invade the 3 Gilbert and Ellice Islands. There was Tamarack.
No, not Tamarack, that's here, Tarawa.
Tarawa.
Yeah.
So,
Similar, so it's similar, yeah.
the memory's going back.
Well,
All right, Tarawa and Macon and Apamama. Those were the 3 islands. So I can never forget the terror I had when they woke us up at 4 a.m. to feed us steak and eggs. There was a
Steak and
little
eggs.
portion of steak with a fried egg on top of it. And we had that, and then we had with our rifles and our backpack, climb down the rope on the outside of to the ship, and they had these small LCIs, the water bombing up and down.
Oh my
And we had and one man in the unit actually didn't make it, fell into the water, but they rescued him. And and then it made towards the shore. And of course, the Japanese, the Marines had already gone in front of us. Second Marine Division had gone in front of us, and they had actually controlled got rid of all the Japanese, killed all. And so, but the trouble was that the LCI couldn't get, there was a sandbar, so it got stuck, and we had to get out and water up to my chest.
Oh my God.
So, walking in that water without knowing what's going on, and walking with my carbine in my hand this way, and a 54-pound pack on my back.
You probably only weighed 100.
That was terrifying to me. Yeah. So that was my first one like that. But anyway, after the thing was over, and we had taken all those 3 islands away, I used to go from one island to the other, because I was an army officer, but like I explained to the young woman here, I worked for the Navy. I was in what they called an acorn.
You was near the Pearl Harbor at that time?
Let me put it this way. I got to Hawaii, to Oahu, afterwards. And I said to myself, how lucky can I be? I'm going to spend the whole war in Honolulu. But it didn't work out. After a month, they caught up, and they sent me to Ford Island, and I learned all the communications, because that's what I was, communication. Anyway, there was one island I went to called Macon. And the women, the natives, the women didn't have anything but grass skirts, and they were bare-breasted. The island commander was a too prudish guy. And he went to the chief, and he said to the chief, I don't like the fact that the men stand and over the women with their bare breasts. The chief said, well, he doesn't bother them. But the island commander said, I'm going to send back to Pearl and get skivvy shirts and
like
give them out.
t-shirts.
You know what a skivvy shirt is? Like a t-shirt.
T-shirt,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
He got about 50 skivvy shirts. And that night, they put the skivvy shirts. They gave them out to all the women. The next morning, all the women came out wearing the skivvy shirt, but they had cut holes.
I knew you was going there.
Everybody laughed so much. That guy.
Your mother had her hand full. I can tell.
So that's.
I'm listening.
Huh.
No,
We're
listening.
I'm
I'm listening to you.
Wow.
Oh, thank God.
I-
Picture.
I'll tell you, I think I have it in my wallet. Talk about how laughter helps.
Yes. I can't get over you being 100.
Yeah.
Can't get over it.
Big party last
They say black don't crack. They go okay, that's a right there. I mean,
Wait, how old is he?
100. He'll be 101. 100.
next month.
He's in better shape than me. Look at him.
Be 101 next month.
Yeah.
Alert. Unbelievable.
His wife is 99.
You want to read that?
God bless.
Me read it? I don't have my glasses. I told you
Oh,
you do
let
it
the
better
young
than
lady do
I'll
it.
let her read.
Read it. Read out loud.
Okay. It says, so it's an article. It says, let's get serious. Laughing is very good for you. We all have choices in life. One is the degree of happiness we actively desire to pursue. Laughter releases stress and pain and is dependable for helping bring your mind and body back into balance. Laughter relaxes the whole body. A good hearty laugh relieves physical tension, leaving your muscles relaxed for up to 45 minutes. Interesting.
Really?
Laughter boosts the immune system. Laughter decreases stress hormones and increases immune cells and infection-fighting antibodies, thus improving your resistance to disease. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals.
it says.
Endorphins promote an overall sense of well-being and can even temporarily relieve pain. Finally, laughter protects the heart, improves the function of blood vessels, and increases blood flow, which can help protect you against a heart attack and other cardiovascular problems. That's amazing.
Thank you for
Works for
sharing.
him because he's got-
Well, clearly,
He's not
Right,
on any
really.
blood, his blood pressure's better than mine, and he's
And
not
I
on
take
any
blood pressure
medication
medicine.
for it.
Really?
He's got a
Wow.
very good
Can
blood
I make a
pressure,
copy of
always.
that?
Sure.
Thank you.
That's
Anybody else want a copy?
Harold.
No problem.
sure. So can I ask, so what,
Can you
what
get
years?
him a copy?
One,
want a copy?
one at a time.
I'm just
Can you-
curious, what
This is
years
beautiful.
did you serve, and can you tell us, so I know you were in Hawaii, and you were in the Pacific?
Yeah, Central
Is that right?
Pacific.
Central, I'm just curious what
I
other
was-
places you saw.
Right, I was in the Gilbert and Ellice Islands,
Okay.
I was in the Marshall Islands, and I was in Saipan, and when the war ended, I was in Okinawa. I was, and I made all those, see, the first one was very frightening to me. After that, not at all. So it was okay.
When you first joined the army,
He enjoyed, he was drafted.
I mean, when you first, I meant to say when you first was drafted into the army, how old?
I was 23 years old.
What a
And when I
baby.
got
You was
out,
a baby.
I came home to the States.
Baby.
The ship I was on, I landed in Tacoma, Washington,
Wow.
on December 1st,
Really?
my birthday.
Are you kidding? That's
Really?
a good present.
Was you married when you met, you wasn't
No.
married at that
No.
time?
Wasn't married.
How did you meet your bride? You met your bride. I want to know everything.
I met my bride
Mhm.
on a blind date,
Okay.
which I didn't want to do. I
Really?
was forced into it.
Okay.
Hey, Dad, I am recording this.
Okay.
I think we have a question.
No, I just wanted to add something to Harold.
Uh-huh.
He said his first assault was on Tarawa. Tarawa was the bloodiest battle in the Pacific.
Which one?
Tarawa.
Tarawa.
The most bloodiest battle
Yeah.
the Marines fought
We
in
used,
the Army.
when we ate
I
there,
didn't know that. I've heard the name a lot, but I didn't know that.
when we ate there, we had the food in a tray, you know, that thing. You had what we call the Tarawa twitch. You had to brush off the flies
Oh, really?
first.
Yeah.
There were so many dead bodies.
Oh my God.
You know, the Japanese had 5,000 Marines on that island, and they only took 5 prisoners. A lot of Japanese kill themselves rather than surrender. It was a very big, shameful thing to surrender. So, what are you
I
gonna do?
read that.
So you know what they would do? They would take their rifle, put the muzzle in their mouth,
I read that.
pull the trigger with their big toe. So I found when I went, which I was very stupid, I did a lot of bad things that I was stupid about. I went looking for souvenirs, and we were told not to do it because they maybe, that's, you know.
Baby
I was
trapped.
very lucky. Yeah. So, yeah, and I found some bodies. Yeah. In fact, my granddaughter has a flag, a Japanese flag, that I brought home. Yeah. I also had one of the, evidently,
Samurai sword.
I was samurai sword, because I was part of a surrender. Yeah. That's something I shouldn't have done either, but I did a lot of, one of the things that I did, that when the war was over, and I was ready to go back to the States, the general from the 7th Air Corps, well, actually it was Air Force already, because Harry Truman changed it into, he's the one that gave me my promotion. I came with a letter thanking me, because I was probably the oldest, not in age, but in time of duty, the oldest, 2nd lieutenant. Because I'll tell you a little story.
Go ahead, take your time.
When
take
I
your
was on
time.
Saipan and I was walking around, I saw a young man come toward me, salute me, and I saluted him back and said to me, "Aren't you Lieutenant Proctor?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You don't remember me?" I said, "Really, I don't." He says, "When I first got into the Army in Tampa, Florida, you told me to go to Officers Candidate School, and you sent in the papers for me. So here I am, and he was already a first lieutenant, and I'm still a second.
My father has a problem with authority.
I don't kiss ass.
Go ahead,
When I left,
Uh-huh.
when I was ready to go home, they begged me to stay in. They were very short on communication people, and they wanted to give me a promotion. They said to me, "We'll make you a captain." I said, "You know what you can do with it?"
Tell him about, I have an uncle, he has a baby brother who also served.
Yeah,
He was in the
the
Navy.
Navy. My kid brother, who's 93 now.
93?
Yeah.
You got a good gene.
Tell him a story about when you try to meet him, when you try to meet with him.
Okay. When I was on Saipan,
Uh-huh.
I knew a lot what was going on. And so when my brother, who was on a LST
He was in the Navy.
in the Navy, found out the ship was going to, what the hell's the name of that island? Guam. Ship was going to Guam. Thank you. Okay. He's not allowed to tell me that, but he wrote me in a letter with his AP, the Army Postal.
Right.
And of course, I could look it up, start all the information, and I found out he was going to Guam. And I was on Saipan, so they're very close together. So I went and I made arrangements to go to Guam to meet him. And the morning I was supposed to fly over there, my captain said to me, "I need you here today, so go tomorrow." Like a fool, I said, okay. So I went. When I got there, first thing I did was get a Jeep and drive to the harbor master. And I said, "I'm looking for LST 1101. He said to me, "You see that dot out there? That's it. He's going to another island." So I missed him. But on the way back, an officer stopped me and said to me, "Do you play tennis?" I said, "Yeah, I know how to play tennis." And so I played tennis with Danny Day.
Dennis Day.
Day. You know who Dennis Day was? Yeah, Jack Benny.
Oh, wow.
He was a singer for Jack Benny. And he told the most hilarious stories about this show. And also what the Lieutenant Colonel, the one who played the father of that young, beautiful actress who played as a witch,
Oh, Robert Montgomery.
Robert Montgomery.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
It's Elizabeth Montgomery.
Elizabeth
She
Montgomery.
played Samantha.
Bewitched.
on the-
Bewitched.
Yeah.
Bewitched. I love
on the
Bewitched.
TV show.
Yeah. She plays Samantha.
Didn't you have a story about Mickey Rooney?
Oh, okay.
I want.
No, you
Was it Mickey Rooney you had a story about?
Oh, no, Mickey Rooney was different. Mickey Rooney, I was still an enlisted man when Mickey Rooney came to Fort Bragg, and I set up the stage because the signal company had to put the microphone up and everything. He came over to me. He was about up to my chest. He said to me, "You want my autograph?" I said, "No, thank you, but I'd like to meet your wife."
It was Ava Gardner.
You gotta tell me how you met your wife.
I love it.
He said, "No, she's not here. She's visiting her folks."
There you go.
You know that she spoke English with such a terrible accent that they couldn't let her talk until they taught her how to speak better. Oh yeah, but she was a gorgeous woman. Oh,
It must have been quite a time. Have you
I
had
met a
chance
lot of.
to go to
he was-
the Washington DC to see the
he was a lover.
memorial? Have you
Yeah.
been? World War II?
I don't know. I don't think we did.
Wow.
We
I wanna know how
go
you
to
met
see
your
the
wife.
war. There was a World War II memorial. Oh no,
Yeah,
you know,
you meet
because they
your
keep
brother.
telling him. They keep sending to go,
Wait a
but
minute. You're
no,
talking
honestly,
about the World War
to go to the
II
World War II
memorial
memorial,
up in
yeah.
Washington D.C.
right.
They called me up on the phone a couple of times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Told me they would take me, pick me up, and give me a place, everything free. Well, I said, "What am I going to do with my wife?" "Well, we don't." And I'm sorry, so I forget about it.
It's beautiful. It's
So
beautiful.
I'm sure it is.
But how did you meet your wife? I wanna go back to this.
Was it say?
I'd love to hear a love story.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, I was gonna mention, you can't, we did this for my grandfather's, even if you don't go to the memorial, your family, there's for the website, for the federal, you can add their information.
I think my niece's granddaughter, I think she put in something,
Yeah.
like sent in, she's in the film.
Yeah,
industry, so
exactly.
she put in,
Yeah.
like, she made a.
Yeah.
We also, we
Oh,
went
okay.
to, there's a,
Thank you.
there's a museum, like an air, what is it, like an Air Force?
Yeah, Naval Air Force.
Naval Air Force,
Florida.
right by
Thank
the
you.
Fort Lauderdale Airport, there's like a little
Yeah.
museum there,
Yeah.
and we went last year, and they took copies of a lot of
I
his
took I have a whole,
memorabilia and
on
stuff,
my own
and they.
record, because since I was not with any organized army police, they gave me my own 201 file. So I have everything that I did, and I have a bunch of, in order to let me do anything, they would have to transfer me from one unit to another. And when that unit got ready to ship overseas or whatever, they'd have to go up to stuff. So they would get me rid of me, put me in another unit. So they send me a copy. I never got paid for a lot. When I got out at the end, they owed me like 6 months' pay. But I didn't need it much. Oh, by the way, I have a lot of souvenirs that I took. For example, I got one of these flight jackets that the pilots had with the move.
Oh, that's all. Would you give that away?
I gave it to my father.
He gave.
Oh,
That's
that's cool.
okay.
Yeah,
He
it's a Mouton collar. Oh, it's a beautiful jacket. At the end of the war, they came to me and said, "We want your jacket back." I said, "Why?" I said, "What are you going to do with it?" He said, "Well, we're going to take it out on the airfield and burn it."
Really?
Yeah. You remember a president named Calvin Coolidge?
Yes, absolutely.
Calvin Coolidge very rarely spoke. They call him Silent Cal. But he said one thing that's as true today as it was then. The business of America is business. Anything for the business. And they wanted soldiers, sailors, and Marines to buy jackets when they got back. So they didn't want you to take anything. So I said, "You see this 45? You got to take that away from me first."
Oh, my
Oh, I did a lot of things. I did a lot of things I could have been. Like,
Yeah.
I won AWOL a couple of times.
You played tennis with all the movie stars.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It was right before the war started, right?
Yeah.
Or right
No,
just the war
I'll tell a story. When I was at Fort Bragg in North Carolina, and they told us you could have one of 3 leaves, furloughs. You could either go home for Thanksgiving, you could go home for Christmas, or you could go home for New Year's. And knowing what I knew, I said, "You don't give anything up early." So I said, "I'm going for Thanksgiving." So I went, had a nice time, came back. Then the war started, December 7th. So they canceled everybody else. I was on duty in the message center, so I heard that they had bombed Pearl Harbor. I was probably the only one who knew where Pearl Harbor was. So anyway, first thing I did, I went back to the barracks and I told my friend Lenny, who was supposed to be discharged on the 8th of December.
Oh.
He was packing a bag. I said, "Lenny, unpack your bag. Now go on." All right, so there was one guy I was very friendly with called Charlie Coleman. They don't remember the name. And he was supposed to go home for Christmas. Of course, I canceled it. So he got very upset. Came to me and he says, "You know something, Harold? Would you go with me to Miami?" I said, "Yeah, why not? I've never been to Miami." So he said, "Well, we'll hitchhike." And I didn't realize it at the time, but during the war, if you go AWOL, that's treason.
Yes.
You could actually be shot for that. But who the hell knew? Anyway, the two of us went early in the morning and we went on the road. We hitchhiked to Miami Beach. It was so nice because whenever we went to a restaurant, nobody would let us pay a check.
They were in uniform.
That's what we were in uniform, and
the war
just started. So and we went to a hotel. I think it was a New Yorker hotel on 16th and Collins.
Wow.
Yeah. And they wouldn't let us. They gave us rooms, and they wouldn't let us pay. So we came back to Port Bragg with the same amount of money we left with. And the funny thing is, no one in Port Bragg missed us. They didn't even know we were gone. So you got to understand, the war just started. Nobody knew what was going on. They were all so confused.
Yeah, they were not, this country was
It
not
was
prepared at
chaotic
all.
for that war,
Yeah.
Do you know when I got to Hawaii, they were still worried that the Japanese were going to come back and take the islands? Now that's the biggest mistake the Japanese made. They didn't realize how much damage they had done to the Hawaiian Islands. And so if they had wanted and they had troop ships, they could have taken the islands away. Where would we have fought the war? Same thing with the Germans. The Germans never invaded England.
Yeah.
If they had taken England, which they could have done, where would the United States have had troops for D-Day? Where would they have gone from?
That's right.
It's very interesting.
So,
Some mistakes.
yeah, so they were actually stupider than we were. And we always said, the reason we won the war is we could make more beer cans than they could. I used to make up little poems and stuff, and I used to say, no more war in 44. Stay alive till 45.
And it worked.
And it worked. And I did, I stayed alive till 45.
Plus just a few.
Oh, one of the nice guys I met, very quiet man, Joe DiMaggio.
Oh, you met Joe? Fine.
Big deal.
Joe, good looking man now. Wait a minute. That's a good looking man.
We were both
You love Marilyn Monroe.
We were both on the same, in the island of Hawaii, Oahu, and we both played sports for the thing. He was a baseball player, and I played basketball.
Cool.
So,
But did he have a mean streak in him? That's what I read.
I beg your pardon.
Did he have a mean streak?
Not to me.
I didn't think so, because they
I
have
don't
made
remember.
lie.
Maybe
Did anybody
later.
read that he had a
Maybe
mean
later.
streak?
I don't
And
know.
while he was in the service.
Yeah, that's what I
very
thought.
quiet.
He
I thought he
started
was
the
a
children's
cheater.
hospital down here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
People be lying on people, because I said, yes, he lived here. He loved her from Marilyn Monroe, I know that.
He sent flowers to her grave
Every
week.
week, I thought it was every month.
But he wasn't married to Marilyn Monroe.
Say that over?
Oh, at the time.
Oh, no, he wasn't married. Oh, no, I know
That
that.
wasn't
Yeah, that
This
was too
was
late.
just in 1942,
Yeah, that makes sense.
43, beginning.
They said he was a
Harold,
good
you're
dog.
wonderful.
But somebody said he had a mean streak.
Wonderful.
That's how I
Thank you
think so.
for all those years that you spent.
Yes.
with
Yes.
me.
Yes.
Helping your life.
Yes. Yo, we honoring you. Can I help you? God bless you. I want to get a picture. Somebody
Do you
take
have
me a
anyone else
picture.
who
I want
cares to share? No pressure.
You
You're welcome to
take
be
a
honored.
picture. Take a picture of me and my your mother. I want to beat me up.
Don't worry.
Come on.